Hey Mellards, it is Thursday. I am at Genevieve's lovely abode where there's a fire. Currently, marshmallow roasting is happening. But moments ago, we watched an Erica McDonald show called The Barn Identity. It was fantastic. I will talk about it more when I get home so that I can do a whole review of that show. But right now, I don't want to talk about the show, even though it was great and wonderful, and I will talk about it at length. I want to talk about the log that Seth is burning in his fire, which Megan and Amanda and I just learned is made out of coffee.
4 hours.
So we looked up on Google how to do it, or I did. So now we can make our own log out of coffee, which is kind of exciting. As promised, I have a Megan here, and we are going to talk about the lovely show that we saw this evening. So we saw Erica's brand new show, its second ever public performance.
And the first one was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one for this foreseeable future was today.
Yeah. It is called The Barn Identity, and it is a show about
Falling down
barns. Woo! You should applaud.
Mm-hmm.
It's an important part of the show.
About falling down barns.
It is also a show about asking for help.
That's true. That's true.
And it is also a show about small inner strengths.
Uh-huh.
And
Childhood wonder.
mm-hmm, yep.
And
wonder.
Physical health were going to be my big takeaways.
Mm-hmm.
But I can see where asking for help would be. I feel like asking for help is like the thesis that the show wraps up on, in like a very, I'm a solo show and I have a thing that I present to you at the end where I tell you how I learned and growed.
Mm-hmm.
So that like the ending will be uplifting, so that you know the thing that I've figured out.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that you figure out isn't how to not be sick anymore, or how to not be an adult. Like, the other things talked about are not fixable in the same way. Like, it's hard to just, like, wrap it up and end it in a happy way.
Yeah, are not the things you learned.
Yeah. So it, like, had a pretty traditional solo show structure, especially if you've seen any of Erica, or by extension, like, Paul, or
mm-hmm.
fringe solo artists, like fringe storytellers who are really good at what they do, all have a similar, like, pace.
Yeah, I would say that's true.
I wouldn't say the shows have the same vibe or, like, a similar energy like an Erica show feels like an Erica show. It obviously is unique mm-hmm. in a lot of ways, but has a similar, like, satisfying structure and pace.
One of the things that she does in her shows that I really enjoy is this, like, use of repetitive growth, I guess, where she has a repetitive phrase that expands, and I've seen that in a couple of things that she does, and I think it's really effective because it helps create, it's like watching a season of television shows where all these little bits are the individual episodes, and this little repetitive bit is the season arc.
Sure.
Of the whole show.
Sure. I really enjoyed the sound design, and
mm-hmm.
I really like Erica's physicality in general. Lots of, like, staccato movements, a lot of like, presence in her body, which is a thing that she always has that I really like. I also know that she's really hype for the camouflage dress.
Yes.
G.I. Jane Austen really got me.
G.I. Jane Austen is how she introduced herself in the show. The camouflage dress is great. I thought it was maybe gonna play in more to the just because it is a piece. Yeah. She walks out in that and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
It ties
into
the themes pretty mm-hmm. frequently. She talks about camouflage several times.
Yeah. And leaves are a big part of the show, and it is like that whole, like, leaf camouflage idea. We did enjoy the stories of Dancing Leaves.
I really liked the Dancing Leaves. I just liked a lot of the way they tell stories. And so if you see anything that has Erica going on, highly recommend. I think that their
I think they have a
show Away Now is in
Yes, it is.
DigiFest. Did you watch that?
Yes, I have seen
Yeah,
it.
I have also seen it. So that show was really fun.
Yeah.
Also has Erica in it. Also has Paul in it. Also has their music in it. Also, I think was created
To be watched digitally.
like but during COVID. So
Mhm.
after this show too, like the shows had similar aesthetics or similar like musical tones. Like you could tell that they were
Mhm.
working on Barn Identity when they were doing Away Now.
Yes.
Those seem more similar than any of the other things that I've seen Erica in.
Yeah.
Paul's music sort of sounds like Paul's music. Paul's voice sounds like Paul's voice singing. So like hard to get too far away from that. But Erica's stuff has been a little more over the map. So you can tell, I think, those things. But their stuff is really, really great.
Yeah. Highly recommend Away Now. It's really fun.
So hopefully Mallory will put links
Yeah,
to
link down
those
there
things.
to our show and to their show.
Mhm.
You know, because it's not good if there's not some self-promotion involved. We had a really, really great time. It was also just lovely to be in the space in Genevieve's, like, pool house.
It'd be very like chill.
Yeah, and a very chill audience. And there's some light audience participation that was really enjoyable. Just a really, like, well set and well paced show.
I'd be interested to see it again in like a more traditional venue.
With less dogs and less airplanes.
Yes. Well, at least less dogs. 14% less airplane, 100% less dog.
99% less dog. Because she did do this bit where she finished the line and she said, and that's when I realized that it was all going to be okay. And then the dog went, and we were like, perfect.
The dog agrees.
And
But
then
the dog didn't stop agreeing.
Yeah.
So.
Clearly we laughed too much at the dog barking the first time, and the dog was like, yeah. Otis was like, now I'm a star.
Clearly retired. We hung out. We had a good time.
Mhm.
An outdoor masked chill time was had.
With some lovely theater people.
It was
And
lovely.
now we're going to go to sleep. And I will see you tomorrow.